Hello everyone, myself Dr. P. Srivastava and today we will talking about the trachea. Trachea, it is a windpipe and patent tube for the passage of air to and from of the lungs. In Latin, it is also known as air vessels and it lies more or less in midline. So this is a trachea. This is the upper end, this is the lower end, right? And the upper portion is known as, this portion is known as larynx. So that the upper end of the trachea is continuous with the lower end of the larynx. The trachea in the neck is covered by the isthmus of thyroid gland. This is a thyroid gland, right? This is a thyroid gland and it is covered by the isthmus. And this thyroid gland act as a seal for the trachea. And its lower end, the trachea is divided by two principal bronchus, right and left. Right. Now, anatomy. Situation, you will see the situation, it is a less more or less in midline and measurement trachea is 10 to 15 centimeter in length. The lumen is smaller in the living than in cadaver. So this is the lumen, this is a trachea, right? This is a trachea and this one is the lumen. This is the lumen. Okay, this area is the lumen. So this is a 2 centimeter in male and 1.5 centimeter in female. And the lumen is smaller in the living than in cadaver. Okay. It is about 3 mm at 1 year of age and during childhood it is maximum 12 mm in adult and 12 mm in adult and it increase 1 mm per year up to the 12 years. Now upper end, this is the upper end of the trachea. So upper end of the trachea lies at the lower border of the cricoid cartilage. This is a cricoid cartilage, this is the cricoid cartilage and it is lies opposite the C6 vertebra. This is, it is like C6 vertebra and lower border. This is a lower border. It is lies T6 yani 6th thoracic vertebra, lower border of 6th thoracic vertebra and here is a bifurcation occur. It bifurcate by the right and left bronchus, principal bronchus. Now during inspiration it still descend down, lies median plane but near the lower end it deviated slightly to the right, slightly to the right, right? Deviation occurs toward the right. Okay, guys? So this is a deviation in lower end, it is slightly right. And it turns downward, the trachea passes slightly backwards following the curvature of the spine. Now this lies in cricoid cartilage and this is a lower end lies opposite to T6 vertebra. Now relation anterior, this is the trachea, we will see the trachea. So this is the trachea, we hear the relation of the anterior. So anteriorly situated, this is manubrium sternum, right? And sternothyroid muscles situated in anterior side. This is a ramus of thymus, left brachiocephalic and inferior thyroid vein, aortic arch, deep cardiac plexus. This is a deep cardiac plexus and some lymph nodes are situated in anterior side of the trachea. Right? Now posterior. Posteriorly it is, this is the trachea and in posteriorly we will see the posterior side, it is a esophagus and vertebral column. Now on the right side, on the right side, right lung, this is a right lung, right lung, azagus vein and right vagus. Here is the right vagus nerve is present, so right vagus. And on left side, this is a left side, this is the left side. Now we will see in the left side is, this is aorta, arch of aorta, left common carotid and left subclavian artery, left recurrent laryngeal nerve. which present in left side. Now we will see the structure. So the trachea is fibroelastic wall supported by the cartilaginous skeleton formed by C-shaped ring. These rings are 16 to 20 in numbers and makes the tube convex anterolaterally. Posteriorly, there is a gap which is closed by the fibroelastic membrane and contained transversely around the smooth muscles known as trachealis. And the lumen is lined by the ciliated columnar epithelial, contain many mucus and serous and supported by the cartilaginous skeleton formed by C-shaped. And this is a C-shaped, right? You will see this is a C-shaped cartilaginous skeleton, and it is about 16 to 20 in number. This is a 16 to 20 in number, and make the tube convex anterolaterally. It means anterolaterally it is a convex, and posteriorly there is a gap which is closed by fibroelastic membrane. Fibroelastic membrane and contain transversely arranged smooth muscles known as trachealis. So this is the trachealis muscles with arranged smooth muscles and transversely, right? And it is situated in posterior side. This is a posterior because we will see the esophagus, because esophagus is also situated in posterior side of the trachea. So this is a posteriorly where is the gap present, and this gap is closed by the fibroelastic membrane and contain transverse arranged smooth muscles known as trachealis. This is a trachealis, and this is the lumen of the trachea. The lumen is lined by the ciliated columnar epithelial cell. This lumen is lined by ciliated columnar epithelial cell, which contain mucus and serous gland. So this is a mucus and serous gland, which resembling the naropharynx, right? Now, blood supply. So, arterial supply through the inferior thyroid artery and venous. This is the inferior thyroid artery. You will see inferior thyroid artery and left brachiocephalic vein. In the left brachiocephalic vein, which drain the from the trachea through the left brachiocephalic vein, and lymphatic pretracheal and paratracheal lymph nodes, which drain the limbs. And now nerve supply. The trachea is supplied by the following nerves. We will see in parasympathetic. The parasympathetic nerve is the vagus and recurrent laryngeal nerve through the recurrent and laryngeal nerve. Okay. Now we will see this is a vagus nerve right side. This is a left vagus nerve. Okay, vagi. Recurrent laryngeal nerve. This is a right recurrent laryngeal nerve, and this is a left recurrent laryngeal nerve. Right. And in sympathetic fibers from the middle cervical ganglion reach it along the inferior thyroid arteries and are vasomotor. Right. So it reach it along the inferior thyroid artery and are vasomotor. So we will see the development now. Trachea, or you can see the development of the respiratory system. And the whole respiratory system, it is a epithelial lining, and it is a endodermal in origin and form the lining of larynx, trachea, bronchi, and pulmonary alveoli. Right? The connective tissue, cartilage, and smooth muscles of these structures develop from the splanchnic mesoderm. This is a splanchnic mesoderm, which origin connective tissue, cartilage, and smooth muscles of the respiratory system. Now, as development progress, the diverticulum separate from the forehead by the tracheoesophageal septum. Now, in proximal part, the floor of primitive pharynx appearance and laryngeotracheal diverticulum by the 4 to 6 weeks. 4 to 6 weeks, the laryngeotracheal diverticulum occurs, and laryngeal diverticulum develop about 4 to 6 weeks and separate from the esophagus and it elongated. This is a tracheal buds. It elongated. Now, laryngeotracheal tube form two part, proximal and distal part. Proximal part and distal part. The proximal part is form larynx at the 10th weeks and the distal part is form trachea, right? And distal form from the trachea. This is a form the trachea. And now trachea is further bifurcate right and left word. Right and this is a right and left word. This is a right and left word. Right? Right and left word. Now and further formation of alveoli. Next, we will see the histology. So histology, the trachea is thin wall flexible tube and lined by pseudo-stratified ciliated columnar epithelial cell. This is a pseudo. This area is known as pseudo-stratified respiratory epithelial या फिर pseudo-stratified ciliated columnar epithelial, in which goblet cell are interspread. This is a goblet cell which interspread throughout the epithelium, right? Now it resting on goblet cell are resting on basement membrane. This is a basement membrane. This is the basement membrane. And linea propria, this just below the basement membrane, this is a linea propria. This area is known as linea propria. It consists of elastic fibers and lymphocyte both segregate and aggregate and short ducts of the gland as present, right? Below this, the submucosa which contain both mucus and serous acini. This is a both mucus and serous acini which keep the epithelium moist. This is the epithelium and it moist by the mucus and serous acini which present in below the lamina propria. Now the main feature of the trachea is supporting framework. It is a C-shaped and 16 to 20 in number, which is hyaline cartilage, and this is the outermost layer of the trachea, right? And this cartilage covered by the perichondrium on the all side, which separate it from the neighboring structures. And now the adventitia layer, outermost layer, adventitia layer, which contain blood and blood vessels and nerve. Now we will see the clinical anatomy. So we will see in radiograph the trachea is seen in a vertical translucent shadow due to the contained air in the front of cervicothoracic spine. Clinically, the trachea is palpated in the supraesternal notch. This portion is known as supraesternal notch. Here is the trachea we can palpate. Now, during swallowing, the larynx is elevated, the trachea elongate by stretching because the trachea bifurcation is not permitted to move by the aortic arch. Any downward pull due to the sudden and forced inspiration or aortic aneurysm will produce the physical sign known as tracheal leg. Now, tracheostomy. What is a tracheostomy? Tracheostomy is the surgical procedure which allows the air to enter into direct trachea. Enter air into direct trachea. This enter into direct trachea. It is done in case of blockage of air pathway in nose and larynx. This portion, where this portion is blockage, then a surgical procedure known as tracheostomy is done for the air allowed to enter directly into the trachea. As the tracheal ring are incomplete posteriorly, the esophagus can dilate during swallowing and also allow the diameter of the trachea to be controlled by the trachealis muscles. The muscles narrows the caliber of the tube, compressing the contained air. If the vocal cord are closed, this increase the explosive forces of the blast of compressed air as occur in the coughing and sneezing. Now, mucus secretion help in trapping inhaled foreign particles and the soiled mucus in the expelled by the coughing. The cilia of the mucous membrane beat upward, pushing the mucus forward the front. Trachea. This is the trachea is compressed by the following structures which present in trachea, thyroid gland, thymus, lymph nodes and aortic arch, and these cause dyspnea, irritating cough and often husky voice. So this is a part of the trachea. Thank you very much.